Indeed, greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. Thank you so much for joining me again. Another live stream, another video, another experience, another moment in space and time. Thank you for joining me, friends. I think this thing might be a little bit crooked. Fix it like that. I think it should be good. While we wait for this thing to continue tuning, or maybe finish tuning, we're going to read something worth saying, if we will. The way is easy and without effort. I'm not sure if that's the best thing worth saying we've had before. I think all of these are a little bit, not lackluster, but not as significant to me as the other ones have been. The way is easy and without effort. Mind should serve the heart. Let love envelop your entire life. Consciousness is the gift of life. Are you willing to use your body to be the expression of love? Are you willing to use your body to be the expression of love? Yes. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I hope you friends are as well. Scarmelia, First Day, Yader, Tate, Lisa, Dame, damn. I think that's the fastest you friends have shown up like ever. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining me again today. Hey, Scarmelia, it's nice to have you here. First Date, it's nice to have you as well. Today we have a snake. Hello, Estia, and how are you today? I'm doing well, Yader. I'm doing really well. Really, really well. Like, some things have. I'm sorry about the noise. Some things have started to fall into alignment, if you will. A dream of mine that I've been dreaming, if you will, since I was 17 or 16, and it's now coming to fruition. I'm outside of myself. I don't know how to contain all of the happy, but I am. Tate, good morning to you, buddy. Sending love and good vibes. Thank you so much. How's your road trip still going, man? If you're still here, I hope it's going well, my friend. Serena is sick. Her first time being sick. Do you know what's wrong, Scarmelia? I mean, I know, like, I don't have a snack as big as yours, but I'm sending you snacky vibes. Snack is also sending Serena good vibes. I hope she gets better soon, my friend. Do you know what's wrong? Do you know what's wrong? Dame says, I was just about to sign off. Busy Monday, but I gotta say hello to everyone and Melty Melt. Thank you, Dame. Thank you for saying hi, my friend. I appreciate the love you choose to share. If the audio was bad, do know that I did try. I promise. I promise I tried. Is that a snack? It's too freaking cute. It is. And hey, Slurp. Yo, to you as well, friend. Is a little snack. This is a gespikkelde boslang. That's the Afrikaans for it. A speckled bush snake is the direct translation. They're pretty chill. I've seen 3 of these just this year. Is that a snake? So many hellos. Thank you, Yader, for saying hello to everyone as well. How are you doing, my friend? It's been a while since I've properly asked you. I hope that you're well. I hope that things are going well with you and your loved ones, my friend. Oh, I just saw the snake. Yeah, look at the little snake. How big is your snake, Carmelia? You have a boa, right? Or is it the type? I guess both would be a type of python. Lady Slong. Are boas types of pythons? Do educate me, Scarmelia, if I don't know. Isn't it cute? Yeah. Damn, every time I want to leave, Mel pulls me back in. Yes, damn. Come, I have a snack. I have a snack. I know you've been bored, you've been wanting something new. So I brought a snack just for you, Dame. Can't leave now. What is poor Snack gonna say? It's gonna be like, damn, you told me this Dame person is only gonna stay if I, you know, look pretty and stay in one place? You know, am I still getting paid even though Dame left? The snake asks. Yeah, you'll still get paid, my friend. I'll pay him in his freedom. We're going to set him free behind me at the end of the stream again. Hey Salty, thank you for joining us, my friend. The energy is fire today. It's going to be a great Monday. Yes, it is, Yater. And you know, for what it's worth, I don't know if it's important to any of you friends, but if you're curious, like I'm trying, you know, to go completely, at least for today and for this stream, to not smoke any bud, you know, or to like eat any edibles or anything like that. We're going straight for it. Melt level 0, if you will. Salty. Hey to you, my friend. How are you doing, man? Avemi! Avemi. I'm still having a hard time saying your name. I'm still trying to figure out which way it's comfortable to say. Avemi? Avemi. 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 Arvemi. I think Arvemi is the one that tickles my fancy the most. Thank you for joining us again. Oi! Watching all day to watch you. I have a snake too. I've got 3 actually. My uncle keeps them. What snakes do you have, Arvemi? I'm curious. Road trip is trippy. Thank you for asking. I'm happy to hear that, Tate. That's exactly the way it's supposed to be. Vincent is here as well. Having a snake for snack. I see. I just had a bowl of corn and fruits. Morning melt. Morning, everyone. Having a sneak. Oh, a sneak for a snack. Oh, I thought for a second you were eating a snake as a snack, dude. And then I read like directly afterwards the corn and fruits. A bowl of corn and fruits. What an interesting meal that is as well. Because I'm imagining like mostly corn with like chopped up pieces of fruit inside of it. Is that what you're eating, Vincent? It sounds good, my friend. Is it an Indian dish? I'm curious. She's nauseous, but nothing comes up. Feels clammy and shaky. Still has some appetite though. I've given her some saltines and water. I'm happy that she still has her appetite. Oh, dry heaving. Goodness. I've only had that once in my life, and I was in the high school hostel. And I, like, for the first while, I was running back and forth to the bathroom, and I could utilize the bathroom, if you will. But then afterwards, there was just like this. You feel it like running, like the, and then it stops, and then you're like, oh, I'm in pain, and you breathe, and then it comes again, and then it stops, and then you're like, yeah. I'm sending Serena so much love. I hope she feels better soon, my friend. No to that snack. Are you scared of snacks? Salty. Look at this chill snack, dude. Look at my finger compared to its face. You know, even if it did bite me, like the surface area it would damage would be so insignificant that I would only lose like zero point 0.0 of a percentage point of my health, my total health points. I can I can bear it, you know. It's a risk I'm willing to take, if you will. I hope she feels better. I hope so as well. Thank you for sending your love as well, my friends. Annie! Hello, my friend. The sun is after you. Yeah, it is. It's been a while, friend. It's been a while. What have you been doing with the sun chasing you this whole time? I have 2 pythons, and no boas are different. Thank you for letting me know, my friend. Oh, what a small snake. Yes. It's almost the same as the last one we had. I thought for a second it was the same one as the last time we had little snake. Maybe it is. Hey, dude. Dude. But I don't think it is. I think this one might be a little bit smaller. Maybe even a little bit smaller. And hey, Rena, thank you for joining us. Melita, I appreciate you joining us, my friend, and spending this time with us. No, how does one get over a fear of snakes? I'm trying to answer your question by trying to find within myself a fear that I did have and then overcame. Because I never had a fear of snakes. Quite the contrary. Like, for as long as I can remember, I've had some sort of fascination with snakes. The fears I have overcome, though, are fears of darkness. And weirdly enough, like shock therapy was basically how I overcame my fear of darkness. Like when I was a kid, I used to like turn the lights off somewhere. I'm sorry, friends. I used to turn the lights off in like a room or in my room and then like sprint to the bed or sprint through the hole, because if I'm fast enough, then the demons won't catch me. And then I would like started carrying stuff with me, so I didn't have to run. I would have like a flashlight, and I imagined to myself that this flashlight is almost like a beam or a sword or a weapon, and I would like walk through a place, and I'd feel like I'm the dangerous one, because I'm the one that has the light source. So if the demons were gonna try and sneak up on me, and I just turn around and shine the light on them, they would like instantly die. So then I like kind of formed that understanding. Like I was about 8 years old at this point, and then when I turned 9, I I kind of like I was asking myself, do I necessarily want a weapon to be able to defend myself from these monsters in the dark that I imagine? And I was like, nah, I don't really. And then I consciously made the effort to not take a light source with me, turn the lights off, and then slowly walking. And I remember the first few times that I did it, it was such a surreal experience of I was almost expecting, I was like, yeah, here I am. Come demons, come monsters, come creepy crawlies, take me if you will. If you're gonna take me, then just freaking take me, damn it. And yeah, I think that's a very long way of answering the question as to how you can overcome a fear. Kind of throw yourself in the deep end, friend. Go to a place that they have snakes, like a snake park or something, or a friend that has a snake, and kind of force yourself to hold it. That's literally the only advice I can give you to try and get over it, my friend. But you got this. You got this. Imeva. Imeva. I mean, that's the other way around, right? I think so. Avemi, yeah. That was the best guilt trip ever. Stay for the snake. I love having a pet corn snake. Will work and listen. I trust the Melt family to keep you company in the chat. Thank you, Dame. I mean, I didn't want to guilt trip you, but yes, I'm happy that you're staying. Love you, my friend. I'm doing well, Mel. Thanks for asking. I'm happy to hear that, Yater. That's the way, my friend. I'm treating you. Hey, Edmund is here as well. Thank you for joining us, Edmund. She's almost 2 and has never actually thrown up. Most she gets is dry heaving. I'm sorry for her, my friend. I hope she feels better soon. To get over fear of snakes, you hold one. Yeah, don't do that if you might hurt the poor thing, though. Yeah, like the thing is as well, I think people are so scared of the notion of something biting them when they don't bite that hard. Like the biggest bite I ever got was with a snake that was big enough to kill me. Not eat me, but kill me. Like it was very much capable of strangling me, if you will. And that thing had like a face, maybe like 3 fingers wide, if you will. And I wasn't scared of that one, and that one bit me. And even after it bit me, I was still holding on to it. So I think maybe because of that reference of the pain to snake size slash creature size ratio wasn't that hectic, if you will. So I've never been scared of something again. Like if this thing bites me, one of the things that people do is like lose their minds, and start shaking their hands. But if it was to bite me now, I would just kind of look at its little face, and see like, okay, guess you're biting me. I do the same thing with lizards if they bite me. I'm like, I feel you biting me, and it's definitely uncomfortable, but you're going to lose, dude. You're going to like tire yourself out before I'm going to be that uncomfortable to try and get you off of me. So, snakes and lizards, they don't bite as bad as you think they will, unless they have sharp sides that also have poison within them. In that case, like also no, like right, I know this snake is not venomous, so even if it did bite me, it wouldn't be able to kill me. I won't be as lax, if you will, of a poisonous snake, because then I'm just putting myself in at risk. But at this way, you're not at risk at all. Starting Luca last night, girlfriend fell asleep, so we will pick it up again. But loving it so far. Man, it does sound like a cute movie. I would like to see it as well, You should let me know what you think about it. Probably start with small, cutie ones, or with other reptiles first, maybe. I was never afraid of snakes, though. Same, damn. Also, never afraid of snakes. But there are definitely people that are like scared shitless of snakes. So I do understand that there are both sides of the spectrum. I've got two royal pythons and one boa. The boa is called Bob. The boa and I want help naming the pythons. Bob. Bob the boa. Phyllis the Phyllis the python. uh, Peter Python and Patricia Python. I don't know if it's a male and female, but I kind of want to keep it, if it's Bob the Boa, Peter the Python, Patricia the Python. It works to me. But, it's up to you, my friend. Do you have any names that you would like us to pick from? I think that would be a good one as well. Thank you, Nish, for the helpful. I appreciate you, friend. I'm pumped up today and being terrible at not being in chat. Damn, I appreciate every little bit that you choose to create with us. Oh no, it is like I like to wake up on 1 a.m., like to focus on work while everyone is asleep. So I like to start with natural sweetness of sweet corn and fruits. Okay, that sounds good, Vincent. And I do believe there is some merit, if you will, to getting up early and then working on some things. I feel on some level in your immediate vicinity, there is quite literally less interference, going up into the sky. Like if it, like, and to me, I personally think this way. I kind of imagine beams of light coming out of the top of our heads and connecting us to this, this sun, if you will, this forever light source. And as we're all, walking upright and going about our day, there's like interference happening as these beams of light are crossing with one another and moving past one another. So being able to do your work in the middle of the night when all of those beams of light are maybe not burning as brightly and not moving around as much, you can maybe tune into that essence, that energy a little bit more efficiently, Vincent. Do you feel like that is what happens for you, my friend? Uh, no, the struggle too. That's my favorite meal of the day. It sounds good. Scar, I'm sending her soothing back rubs. Thank you, Dame, for sending your love as well, my friend. It's a constant one. Thanks, Dame. Oh, absolutely. Almost daily. It's fantastic to hear. I know the struggle all too well. Am I missing something? Oh, the falling asleep while watching movies. I think maybe that's the one. Thanks, guys. Whew. I got this. You got this. No yo ho. I like your name. It's the first time I've said it. You got this, friend. Mammy, thank you for joining us, my beloved friend. How are you doing? How are you doing? How was your weekend been? Yeah, I got nipped by my 3 foot BP boa python. I'm not sure, and I barely felt it. Now that she's twice her size, it may sting a little more. That bite just made my finger itchy. Yeah, as I said, like they don't have teeth like dogs do, you know? Like, and we're completely okay with petting dogs. A dog also has the potential of biting you. The only difference is if a dog bites you, he's going to leave holes in you, where most snakes and lizards don't leave necessarily holes in you after they've bitten you. I mean, pythons can do that because they kind of have these back-facing teeth, but after they bite you, you just basically push their face forward and then you lift them off. I know that sounds horrible, but it's not that bad. It's not that bad. Mammy, what's cooking today? My niece named him Bob. Okay, I hear that. I picked up a book after streaming ended yesterday called South of the Border, West of the Sun by Haruki Murakami. Have you read any Murakami, Melt? I don't think I have, my friend. I'm guessing he's a Japanese writer just by his name and surname, but I might be completely mistaken. So, read through pretty much all the time till now, aside from online college lectures. I didn't get much sleep, like 4 hours, and now I have a solid headache and I can't even sleep. I mean, it's your first day, right, friend? So I'm guessing pretty much all the time till now, about aside from online college lectures. So I'm guessing you didn't go into the college headquarters or campus, if you will, and you didn't get enough sleep, and now you're up at 1 a.m. again. Ooh, it sounds like you're digging yourself a hole, Vincent. Gonna have to eventually start filling it up, man. Get enough sleep. Kira, thank you, my beloved friend. I appreciate the silver. Thank you so much for joining us here again. I made a veggie soup earlier and I'm eating it now with lovely soft buttered bread. Mmm. Veggie soup, soft buttered bread. Mm. What am I drinking water for today? Like my dad is, pushing ahead full steam with making noise again now as I'm streaming. There hasn't been a bit of noise made the entire day, but right now. So, like, I think maybe playful, comedic, uh, jokingly, tongue in cheek. I feel the universe kind of does stuff like that, challenges you, especially so when you're in the state where challenge will be the most significant. Does that make sense? Right? Like if you're bored, if, for example, right, you want to do something, that is usually the last time in your life when you find something that is going to perturb you. Then when you're busy and when you want to focus on something, then these external things are like. So when they're going to be at the peak of their inconvenienceness is when the inconveniences come. And like I'm wondering what that energy is. How do you encompass slash encapsulate with one word that energy, that feeling? Jester. Oh, the jester. I jest. I jest, my friends. It sounds delicious, mammy. It really does. Penny the Python. I do like Penny more than Patricia. I do like Penny, actually. Soft buttered bread, enjoy. I'll take two, please. That does sound good, right, Dame? Mammy is an absolute kitchen whiz. Like I think I can say this with some measure of confidence that Mammy might be the most kitchen whizzy, if you will, person that I know. Yeah, Mammy, you have officially been crowned kitchen whizzy, the kitchen whizzy. So I had to depend on caffeine. It's only gonna make my sleep schedule worse. Oh, yes, it will, Vincent. I know that feeling, unfortunately, all too well. I hope that you will take some time to sleep and maybe you find some place to catch up. It's lovely food because I fasted for 21 hours today. Okay, you're doing some intermittent fasting, Mammy. How did you feel, actually? Usually, to me, intermittent fasting just gives me so much freedom, and then in the same way, a restriction in which I'm supposed to be eating. So I'll eat as much as I can in my eating window, and then I'll be free from eating for the rest of the day. And then in that freedom, if you will, I feel the freedom in itself maybe comes from the ability to say no to things without saying no to the thing itself, but saying no to the principle of taking in calories. Because it's kind of difficult to do keto. It definitely is something that's difficult. But if you're doing it with intermittent fasting, you're basically giving your body such a small window to get food in that you end up eating your keto food. You get kind of full, if you will, and then outside of your eating window, where normally it will be a little bit of a challenge for you to resist eating like chips or toast or whatever, now you can just kind of tell yourself, nah, I'm not doing that right now. Doing what? doing calories, sir. Thank you very much. Maybe tomorrow, and then tomorrow you cook yourself a meal again, because then you're not eating out of a snackish slash tempted state. Okay, Mr. Python and Mrs. Patricia Python. No, I think Penny Python is better. So Peter and Penny, Peter, Penny, and Bob. Thank you though for heeding the words. And they're going to have eggs, I hear. So one of them has to be a little Miss Penny Python, maybe. Okay, I hope so, my friend. I'm guessing if there's eggs being laid, there's probably a female in the midst. I know I'm not that intelligent, but I think I can deduct that much information. Yeah, it is all a bit. Right now, just life in general. I love you, Mammy, and all you friends. In Snake News, my favorite ever was Aunt B. Whoa, 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 whoa. Was my Aunt Boa named Alice Cooper? Thank you. Thank you so much for telling me that, Kira. Aunt Boa named Alice Cooper. Alice Cooper the Boa. Is Alice Cooper someone famous? Am I supposed to know an Alice Cooper? I'm not sure. But you're right, Kira. It can be such a bit sometimes, in that way, where you're getting challenged every single time you feel like, oh, I cannot be challenged right now. I have so much to do. I have such important news to share. I have such a feeling to have. I cannot do this thing right now. And then the universe is like, let me show you that you can do this thing that you claim not to be able to do. And then it like throws some stuff on your plate, if you will. Oh, have an extra big hug, Kira. Thinking of you right now. Thank you for sending love as well, Mammy. I always tell my kids that anything with a mouth has the potential to bite, and they should treat everything with respect. BP is a ball python, by the way. They're called that because they curl up into a ball when they're scared. Okay. They are also called royal pythons, rolling into a ball. Doesn't seem like the best way to defend yourself, though. They're not fast, though, so they can't run either. Who am I to say what the best way to defend yourself is if you have a schneck body? So sorry to hear that, Kira. Sending you an abundance of peace and love. Why? It's all a bit much right now, just life in general. Oh, it's all a bit. Maybe I'm confused. Kira, I love you, my friend. That's the only thing that I can know from what I'm feeling right now. I love you, my friend. Thank you for sharing this space with us. I hope you know that you are appreciated and cared for. Jovan, thank you for the hugs that you give me, my friend. I appreciate you so much. How are you doing, Jovan? How are you doing? So to you friends, and I did it with a lot of you friends, Jovan and Yader and Mammy and Kira and Aunt B and Uncle B, and I did it for my parents and for all my enemies. Like, I literally, every single person that came to my mind while I was in that state of mind, I did that for. I was imagining to myself, you know, giving to the world. I felt in a very real state of manifestation, if you will, and I don't know exactly how to explain that, but I felt like, okay, now I'm ready to manifest things, if you will. And the first thing that I asked myself is, what do I want to manifest? And I closed my eyes and I saw like these little Tauruses. Like a Taurus is almost like a type of donut looking shape, if you will. So has a thin inside, and then it goes out, and then it flows back into itself, if you will. And then from this thin inside, like, I saw gold starting to sprout and then flow throughout this entire torus, basically turning it into solid gold. And then out of this solid gold, what looks like a little bit of a donut, it kind of condensed, and this little stem grew out. And I saw it was an apple made of solid gold. And I imagined these apples basically falling onto Uncle Becky's property, and him finding these actual pieces of gold, so that he can be in a way that is free from stress of financial worries. And then I did the rest for the rest of you friends as well. When I was thinking about Edmund and Lane, I don't know why, but for some reason I imagined them like taking a new string out of the little packages of strings that they have for their guitars, and the guitar string being made of solid gold. And then I did the same thing for you, Jovan, and I was thinking about, I don't know why, but a paintbrush, being turned into solid gold, and you picked that up. And I was just going through each and every single one of you friends, my enemies included. Well, I'm saying enemies, the people in my past that I have hurt me to the point where I've held grudges against them. Those people as well. I completely set them free with inside of my own mind, and not only set them free, but was trying to send them prosperity and abundance. Yeah, I love you, friends, so much. Like, know that I think about you more than you could possibly understand sometimes. Sending you love, Kira. Thank you so much, Yader, for sending your love as well, my friend. So many hellos. Melt's trying to keep off eatables, and we're telling him about corn and fruit and soup veg and soft butter bread. Yeah, I know, Avemi. I'm not too stressed about it though. Again, it's like out of my eating window, so it doesn't bother me that much. But thank you, friend. I'll share on the Discord for sure. Please do, Kira. We're here for you. We'll listen, my friend. Well, I've been digging myself home since June, with all the entrance exams of colleges giving us anxiety with delaying their dates due to COVID. I can imagine, Vincent. I'm sorry that you have to go through that, my friend. I mean, just going to college and having to deal with all of the paperwork and the uncertainty that comes along with that without COVID is already a mission. So I'm so sorry that you have to go through this plus COVID. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry for the noise. There's only that much I can do about it. Love you, Kira. I will keep an eye out for my friend. Thank you. I've hardly had straight 6 to 7 hours of sleep in the last 2 months. Try, Vincent. If you can, at least try. I think I might have something to do with my recent hair fall. Oh, yes, definitely. I can definitely see that happening. Oh, Mel, you are too kind, making me smile every day with your streams. Yes. If you can smile at least once, watching this stream, then I mean, I believe that it's been a success, right? We can say it's been a success. The power of a smile, how it makes you feel, how it makes me feel thinking that you're smiling, how you thinking what I could feel thinking about you thinking about smiling. Yeah, I love you, Fred. Thank you for joining me here. Thank you for smiling with me, Mammy. Mm. Sadly, only virtual. Big hugs to you. Just the right length of time that you need, and also soothing back rubs to help you at least feel better temporarily. Thank you, Dame, for sending that energy into the universe as well, my friend. Vincent, so my significant other's father lost all his hair in his 20s, just genetics. Is your hair loss due to genetics too? It might be. It might be due to genetics. It partly might be due to genetics, but like going from a proper sleep schedule to a sleep schedule in which you're not sleeping properly can also contribute to hair loss. Like hair loss in its own shouldn't be something that is, the end of the world, if you will, but sleeping enough, taking care of your brain properly enough, that could potentially be the end of the world. Vaccine or no, sacred field. Like at the moment, I'm not in a position to be around other people, if you will. So I'm not a potential risk to carry this virus and to infect people with it. That being said, if I'm going to go and travel, I'm going to have to get the vaccine. So that is just that. The only problem, if anything, I have with the vaccine is the companies that produce these vaccines aren't, taking any responsibility for any potential side effects that could occur. And I think that is the biggest problem with this whole thing. If Pfizer and Moderna, or Modern, or the word I'm talking about, if they could just say, yes, these vaccines are available, and if you were to sustain any harm as a result of taking this vaccine, that would be our responsibility and something that we have to address. But they're not doing that. And in that, I have concern. Not so much concern about the actual vaccine. Like, people are losing their minds a little bit about the side effects, if you will. And I'm not saying anybody experiencing any side effects are, lesser. All I believe is that because of the amount of vaccines that have been distributed over the world, the amount of people, just in numbers and stats, that have received the vaccine in comparison to the amount of people who have had the COVID virus, those numbers are so significantly different. Like, I think at this point, maybe five times as many people that have received the vaccine as people that have had the virus. So there is going to be some anomalies. There is going to be some cases that do have adverse side effects. So yeah, it's a difficult one to talk about. I'm not a medical professional. I don't know anything. I'll leave it up to the people that do know. No, mammy, I don't think so. My parents has all their hair, even in their late 40s, so I might have something to do with me growing my hair like Cable should said yesterday. I still haven't seen Cable's hair. Man, I have to tune into a Cable stream again. I wanted to go directly to his profile and check, but I feel like that was gonna be cheating. I have to catch him live so I can make fun of him or praise him. I won't make fun of him, of course, just jest. Poke him a little bit. I love you too, Melty. Relationship with my space rocker bear has hit a crossroad, and I'm not sure where it's going. So I'm just processing and being here with you guys. I love you too. I'm so sorry to hear that, Kira. Know that you are in a space in which you're loved, and know that if you're going to try and bring this space back to him, and it is something that he recognizes for what it is, it will be what it's supposed to be. That's the most vague way that I can say anything, but you know what I'm trying to say, my friend. Love you. I love you so much. I love it when we are just get stuck. I love it when we are just get sucked in and are when we all get all sucked in and are completely present. I also love it so much, Yader. I feel it's definitely something that happens to all of us in a way as well. Like, if we're going to be sucked into the stream, I'm very much there with you. Solid gold guitar strings would be metal as hell. I don't think they would sound that good though. Maybe they would sound extremely warm, but they would have to be some sort of alloy, right, Edmund? Solid gold. Wouldn't I don't think they would work that well as an instrument. I love you too, my friend. I hope you know. I hope you friends know that I'm sending you so much love. I love you so much. Please have this piece of my heart forever for your kindness. Thank you so much. Thank you so much just for sharing the love, friends. Sending love and light to all of you. Nay! Thank you for the love you're sending, my friends. Sending you love and light right back. That really means so much. Thank you for painting a mental image so I can imagine it also. Double manifestation, twice the manifestation. Just imagine, like, finding any amount of pure gold is stonks because gold is expensive. Big fat golden bass strings. He's smiling right now. Please do, Yader. Like, I couldn't. I was thinking about just your name in its own, but I didn't know what of yours I would want to try and turn into gold. What is something that you would want to have turn into gold, Yader? So I can think about it now, and you can think about it as well. We can, as Jovan has beautifully said, double manifested. I'm watching the snake right now, and I keep realizing how beautiful its movement is. It's precise and alert and weirdly graceful. It fascinates me. They have such an interesting way of moving, and I know I probably said this last time as well, but for me, even more fascinating than the way they choose to move is how they perceive, you know, What does this thing think about what's happening right now? Because I know I'm holding on to a little being because I want to. It's a want thing. I want to hold on to this little being. I'm not sure if he wants to be held. I mean, he doesn't look that bothered by it. All right, he's not. I mean, sometimes he does run, and then I catch him, but he's not running right now. So, is there any joy, any pleasure in this interaction for him, or is he in a complete state of why is this thing not eating me? Is he thinking that? I think if he was thinking I'm gonna try and eat him, he would be running more. So I think he has some sort of base level understanding that I mean him no harm. And is that why he's calm? Or she? Is that why you're calm? Or maybe it's the heat in my hands that they like. Almost clenching down on him. Not trying to hurt him, of course. It's a pretty chill dude. Like he's really not that bothered. Jovan the Wonderful. You always make me so happy. You make me so happy as well. Kira, I hope you know that, my friend. Every single time I see your name, it brings joy to my heart because I imagine the smile you have. I hope you know that. Also, Dom Lamar, who's Jovan? Jobot. Jobot Spoomoni is Jovan. Nice to meet you. Thank you so much for saying hello to our new friend as well, Jovan. It's actually a friend that showed up yesterday. Believe it's going to be another lifelong friend, if you will. Hey, Aunt B, good evening, Melt. Hope everyone is having a great day. I'm having an absolute blessed day. I think maybe one of my favorite days of this entire year so far. This day right here. It's been a good one. Been a very, very good one. I've been having so much fun. And I'm developing a new skill. I'll tell you friends about it a little bit later. But not right now. I want to get to the point where I can actually hold the product in my hand before I talk too much about it. Oh, Will Schwirmischko vet. It's the most butchered way I can say it. Whittle, squirmy spaghetti. Yes, look at the. I mean, little bit squirmy, not that squirmy of a spaghetti. Interestingly enough, the tension in the little body. Pretty chillaxed spaghetti. This one is. Think a little bit more relaxed than the previous spaghetti we had on stream. Such a little beautiful snake. An actual creature has a single spine and just ribs running all the way down it. And here I am, also an invertebrate, but I have these little actuators that I can move stuff with. It's attached to my spine. Being a human is weird. Toasty. Hey, Toasty. It's so nice to have you here, my friend. You're jumping right into the weird again, dude. Still feeling Dom Lamar. Who's Aunt B? Aunt B is Mrs. Boop the Snoot. I mean, it's partly our fault, Avemi. It's because we know names for people that aren't necessarily the names that they have saved. So you're not dumb whatsoever. Please do ask, then you can know. That's the only way we can know. Share a piece of our hearts with those. Share with us. It helps us remain full. Love the love. That's beautiful. So what Dame just said is, or said before, is that she'll share a piece of her heart with Kira, and if Kira shares a piece of her heart right back, that means both of them still have one complete heart, but they have pieces of one another with them, and that's beautiful to me. Well, how lovely it is to meet you. Have a happy day. Thank you, friend. I think you would love Aunt B as well. Aunt B and Uncle Becky also stream here on our pan. Also very, very amazing individuals. You sound South African. How's that possible? Maybe it was being born in South Africa. Nah, that cannot be it. Maybe it was speaking Afrikaans my whole life. Kan het dit wees? Ja, dink jy nie 'n bietjie van dit. Maybe it was growing up speaking English in South Africa. And one of those things that made me sound South African. Yes, Brad, I am very much a South African. Thank you for joining us. Kira, the gentle embrace. Your presence is always so warm. It really is. It really, really is. You are not dumb for not knowing, by the way, friend. Yes, and thank you for letting her know that as well, Edmund. I couldn't agree more. Oh, yeah, Melt, working at night feels like only QT that point of time in a whole day. My mind can work at its peak, then everyone is fast asleep and I can't detect anyone's presence. I hear you. I'm guessing you're talking about the spending some time working in the middle of the night, Vincent. That's really cool, my friend. I've been using these schedule since last year, and me staying at home for a year after graduation only helped me with following that. I feel you. I think it's good to form some sort of schedule for yourself as well, if only to break it sometimes. You know, having a little bit of a schedule creates conformity, and then breaking that schedule creates nonconformity. And nonconformity also stimulates neuroplasticity and creativity. So you go, dude. You got this. Thank you for the silver, Trevor. It's nice to have you here, my friend. How have you been, dude? How have you been? I feel like I haven't had a chat with you in a while as well. I've also been following intermittent fasting for a year now. Since I decided to stay at home for a year, I wanted to milk out as much time as I can. I hear you. You don't want to spend too much time eating and stuff as well. Beautiful tree, though. I'm happy you appreciate it, friend. It is a beautiful tree. So psychedelic, just with its little fractally nature. You should see the underside of it. Like, this is definitely a psychedelic perspective, if you will, but being directly underneath it, even more so. It really is a vibe. Mm, if you're holding this, is you're holding the snake a euphemism? No, my friend. Like, even if it was a euphemism, we don't necessarily make those euphemisms in these streams. Right. There's nothing wrong with sexual energy, but it's not necessarily the be all end all of what we choose to practice here. He's fail. He's a fail with that. Kiki wanted to come and sit on me, but she's again more dirt than she is dog material at the moment. Danger Noodle, we have a Danger Noodle lane. Thank you for joining us, my friend. Do look and find your golden guitar string, friend. I'm not gonna tell you anything more. You had to be here to know what I'm talking about. I have to go and do some chores before I start cooking dinner. I have my headphones on, listening to you melt and smiling. Thank you, Mammy. I'm happy that you're still joining us, even though you have stuff to do. Thank you so much for taking the time, my friend. Hey, good morning from Tampa. Good morning to you as well. Maknan? Maknan. 69 Maknan. Or is it Macnan? Macnan. Doesn't matter. Are you still here? Probably not. But hey, friend, thank you for joining us. Much love to you all. Much love to you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Big text means big love. Yup, yup, yup. Do you do a hair bun? Sometimes I do a hair bun, if you will. You know, if I want my hair to be out of my face, I'll do a hair bun. Big love to the most lovable group on the of people. Thank you, Mammy. You're a part of this lovable group of people. I hope you know that. Is this snack a new pet or just a friend from the wild? Just a friend from the wild, Aunt B. I'm going to return Mr. or Mrs. Snack back to the wild as soon as I'm done with the stream. Watching a burb that looks like it would very much enjoy eating my new snack friend. No, it's mine. You should put a leash on him. A leashed snake. I don't necessarily like the idea of leashed snakes, but I do like the idea of having the boot, the snake boot holsters. Like that Rick and Morty episode where he zaps people out of existence and then he presses a button that releases snakes from his boot holster, making people think they're being turned into snakes. Why? Emergency snack. You want an emergency snack when you need one. Mm-mm-mm. Good question. Let me think of that for a little bit. I'll let you know. Please do, Yater. Please do. What is something that you have, multiples of, that is just somewhere in your house that you might kind of randomly find? What the fuck? I was just thinking. I hope Meltmore is on, and here you are. I need some good vibes. Worldly assumptions. I'm sending you good vibes. Oh, I'm being a little bit intense with it. Do you want intense good vibes, or do you want calm good vibes? Now you're getting both worldly assumptions. I mean, the entire spectrum has been filled. I hope you know that you're loved and appreciated. Thank you for joining us again. How have you been, friend? How's the little dojo doing? How's your significant other doing? Don't think you have kids. I think I'm right in thinking you don't have kids, but I might be wrong. If you have kids, how are they doing as well, worldly assumption? Thank you for joining us again. So many highs being said. Spaghetti loves warm. Oh, yes, it does. Spaghetti really loves warm. It is kind of cold today again as well. Mrs. Boom. And yes, blast into space from Pop the Stream. Thank you for joining us, Worldly Assumptions. You're an absolute riot. I love having you here. Please take this love and hold on to it. Sounds exciting, Melt. I can't wait to hear about it. Think you might be one of the more first ones, if you will, is going to hear about it. So curious. Yes, be curious. Be curious. I'm very excited. I love the podcast episode of Uncle Becky. It was so good. Yesterday we had another. It was yesterday, right? Yeah, yesterday. It was yesterday. I'm just trying to make sure now, man. Time dilation. No, it wasn't yesterday. Was it? It was the day before yesterday. I think so. Day before yesterday, we had Uncle Becky on the podcast, and it's available now. It was such a blessing having Uncle Becky on, having him in a space where he's allowed to talk, if you will, and it's something that he actually mentioned. He was like asking for forgiveness, or saying sorry, if you will, I think is better, about going on and talking, and I'm like, no, 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 no. And he's like, this is what it's supposed to be, right? Like, we're supposed to, this is where we can continue talking. I'm like, yup. Please do, Uncle Becky. I think we'll have to do a 2-hour podcast the next time we have Uncle Becky on. The podcast was awesome. It was so great. I fell asleep listening to the podcast in my second listen. It was so awesome. It was so nice hearing from Uncle Becky as well, and like having a little bit of a look into Uncle Becky's past, and learning especially from him about that sense of, I think, I'm not exactly sure how to say this. Maybe I'll say it in this way. One of the biggest things I took away from that podcast is the value of not only being able to experience your own divinity, as in your own ability to make choices for yourself and then how those choices will affect you, but also to be able to kind of like have people do that in your life, outside in your life, and it being almost the norm, divinity from the individual's perspective, the individual being able to make decisions for themselves, do things for themselves in a way that would not necessarily serve just themselves, but in a way that would serve the freedom of themselves, if that makes any sense. And I was like, damn, being able to grow up just with freedom in your life definitely has a lot of things to do with how you turn out later in your life. And then in the same breath, I'm seeing in today's life how kids aren't allowed any freedom anymore. Quite the contrary, there's a lack of freedom happening. Calling it spaghetti made my day a little better. Like, get all of the ers now, my friend. Every single time we do something, we just add an better. I'm not vaccinated, however, I'm going to meet with a doctor friend of mine on Wednesday evening to discuss this. I think, like, have a conversation about it, my friend. If it's something you need to do to protect yourself or the ones you love, then it makes sense. But if it's something you don't necessarily need to do right now, I think maybe wait. Like, man, I don't know anything though, so I should actually shut up. Long time watcher, first time commenter. One love, Nick. Thank you so much, my friend, for your first comment, if you will. I appreciate you so much for sharing the space with us for as long as you have. Know that you're a part of the space as well, friend, even if you're not commenting. Boomslang? No. This is a gespikkelde bosslang, my friend. Stop looking at my face phone. Focus on the little schnecky schneck boy. Yeah, gespikkelde bosslang. Speckled bush snake, technically. Thank you for saying hi to them as well, my friends. I appreciate you so much. Glad you're here. Oh, I don't feel dumb anymore, but who's Nick? Nick is a new friend. None of us know Nick. Well, we knew Nick from the space, so we know Nick at least to the extent that we know Nick is about love, but we don't know Nick. Not yet, at least. Hello, new world, old friend. There we go. I heard Kiki mention. Yeah, Kiki was directly next to me, but she's been getting dragged through the dust again by Eva, so I want to hug her dusty little self. If you're me and you have hay fever, you will go into a sneezing fit after you do that, Dave. Like my freaking nose itches just thinking about it. Golden guitar string sounds like something I have to go on an adventure for, like that one Tenacious D movie. Dude, I want to watch the Tenacious D movies. And notice that I haven't said again. I haven't seen the Tenacious D movies, and they're not available on South African Netflix, which is some bullshit as well. Hey, did you get the D's? The D's? D's copious amounts of love that I want to give you. Yes, I did, friend. Thank you for sending that to me. I appreciate you. When I was in South Africa last, I spent more time sleeping in the trees than in the inn, and I had the best experience of animals. That sounds amazing, Avemi. You should come to South Africa again, friend. It seems that your energy is sorely missed. Hey, air fry guy, thank you for joining us as well, my friend. How have you been? How's life been treating you? You did right. I think so as well. We've been good. I do have a son turning 13-year-old this week. Damn, the big 13. Ooh, I think you know already, worldly assumption like this now is when the real nonsense starts to kick in. Oh goodness. He's probably already growing, isn't he? It's gonna become big. It's gonna become very big within the next 2 years. And he's gonna believe he's big as well. Good luck, worldly assumption. You got this, my friend. Having a 13-year-old when I still feel like a teenager. I also feel like you have a young vibe to you, for what it's worth, worldly assumption. And hey, Halate, yes, look at our little snaky friend. So nice to have another visitor today, a guest, if you will. Yes, Psycho Brainiac. Are you tagging Psycho Brainiac? I don't think I've ever seen Psycho Brainiac in the stream, Katie. Thank you for joining us, my friend. How have you been? Yeah, the podcast crackled out loud when Uncle Becky's dad ate the stream. It wasn't Uncle Becky's dad, actually, Aunt B. It was one of Uncle Becky's one of Uncle Becky's dad's friends, like an older gentleman who was paralyzed in a wheelchair. Yeah. And yeah, yeah. Go and watch the podcast. I'm not going to spoil the story. It's a very funny story. So glad to be here. So glad to have you here, Katie. I haven't listened to the podcast yet. Looking forward to it. It was a fun one, Edmund. It really was. I think it was a more deep dive, if anything, into Uncle Becky's life and the things that he's been experiencing. So being able to look into that aspect of Uncle Becky was very blessed. No worries, Lane. Good to hear you. My oldest turned 13 in April, and I just went into high school band and color guard. I can't deal. She's the only one in junior high that is in the group. Okay, I mean, that sounds like a good thing to me on beat. I can imagine that it must at least in some ways, perturb you slash have you and your feelings running high. But I'm sure that Emma has absolutely got this. Just knowing what wonderful parents she's had, growing up, the lessons she must have learned having you as parents. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about the noise. Kiki, is Kiki into snacks? She doesn't mind the snack. Like, fortunately, she's not a rabbit about the snack, if you will. Doing pretty alright. Thank you for asking. Thank you for telling us as well, Lane. You were appreciated. I tagged one of my friends to hear. Thank you for doing that, Katie. And hey, Darcy, it's so nice to have you, my friend. Ah, man, the last time I tuned into your stream, or yeah, the last time I tuned into your stream, I think I was scrolling through the Arpan feed to show my mom something, and then I found you, and I think I remembered asking her, how old do you think Darcy is?" And I show her a picture of you, and she looks at you and she's like, 32. I'm like, yes. I also thought so. Darcy, you're a gorgeous human being, man. Do teach me your secrets. How do I stay young like you, friend? Love the energy today, Katie. Me too. I don't know if they'll come. It's okay if they don't as well. Thanks, Edmund. I'm feeling good right now. Sending my love. Thank you for sending your love, Katie. We appreciate you. I'm halfway through the door now. It's surprising and a bit comforting how much protagonist life has was like me as he went through telling his lifestyle since his childhood. Sometimes I have no idea what you're saying, Vincent. It's like how he always felt an invisible barrier between others due to being an only child. Others having siblings. In post war Japan era, it was unusual and always found himself uncomfortable between people. And then he found one friend only to lose it in a process of going through a delicate age of puberty and moving away. It inflicts a wound which only deepens trying to fit in with people and leaves him broken for years. Are you talking about yourself in the third person, Vincent? Because if that is the case, then I'll have more contacts. Yes, I'll have more context. If you're telling a story, I look forward to hearing more about it. How are you doing over in Texas? I hope, like, I'm thinking about Edmund and Aunt B and Lady Moirai. I think Worldly Assumption also lives in Texas. Does she? Yes, a bunch of friends that live in Texas. I'm just going to say that I feel the energy rating off of your comments, Katie. Katie, you are so loved, my friend. Thank you for being here with us. You haven't seen Tenacious D? Oh no, you gotta see it. I want to see it. I really do want to see it. And like the reason I kind of had my interest reinvigorated, if you will, was because I like saw I think that do 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 do. You know when he's a little boy and he sings to his parents and he runs away. Yeah, like that scene. Like I think I watched it on YouTube or something, and then I was like, I really do have to watch this movie. I absolutely love Jack Black as well. And then I went onto Netflix. Like I remember specifically googling, is this movie on Netflix? Getting the yes, it is. Going to Netflix, not being able to find it, and being like, South Africa. South Africa, please. I feel good today, Lolane. Feel good, my friend. You deserve to feel good. Where are you? I'm in South Africa, friend. Thank you for joining us. When you said that kids don't have freedom these days, I actually sent you a text about that just yesterday, Melt. Also, the birds in the back sound lovely. They're my little backup singers, my friend. I feel at this point I appreciate the little burp chatter in the background so much that if we move to a place or I'll have to stream indoors, I'll have to like green screen a decent background in and like play little chirpy bird sounds over top of it so that it feels familiar enough. Like I 100% in agreement with you, friend. I'm happy you appreciate it as well. Mm-mm-mm-mm. He's bigger than me, lol. That's a huge worm. What did I miss something about worms? Oh, you're talking about the freaking snake in my hand. The hoy just went straight over my head. Yeah, big worm indeed, my friend. Biggest worm you'll see. He's bigger than me. He's only gonna become bigger as well. Like this is just the start. Worldly assumption. This is just the start, my friend. I tell everyone about his stream slash fam. Uncle B did a podcast. Yeah, Uncle B was on our podcast yesterday. It was really good. Mel does a weekly podcast, and Uncle Becky joined this past week. He did. Thank you for letting her know as well, Aunt B. Damn, that snake could go in your ear and whisper weird shit, and you'll think you've gone mad because you're hearing voices. Wait a second. We're not supposed to hear voices? Oh goodness. Someone just said something in my head. Oh goodness, it keeps saying things. Get out of my head, you voice. I've never had the chance to connect with you, Lisa and Katie, so I'm sending huge love for a first zing of a connect. That sounds perfect to me, Kira. Thank you so much for connecting as well. Like the snake from Robin Hood. I do know the snake from Robin Hood, but I don't have like a very clear understanding. Like to me, when I think of cartoon snakes, I think of the Jungle Book snake. The swirly eyes, looking into your eyes and brainwashing you. I don't know where the book is going now. Okay, so it was S.O. Thank goodness. So Vincent is writing a book. That's what we're talking about. I don't know where the book is going now that the protagonist has grown up, having barely found a place in the world, but now old lost friends are suddenly springing up, ruffling his peace. Sounds like it's going to be another tragedy. How many tragedies are you writing, my friend? Maybe write it like it's a tragedy, and then have a plot twist where it's actually not, huh? How about that? Has that been done? Probably. Mel does a weekly podcast. What? Yeah, Katie. I think we've only missed 2 weeks out of this entire year that we've been doing weekly podcasts. They're really great. Where can I listen to these podcasts? They are on YouTube at Melting Dreams. If you type that in one word, Melting Dreams, you might be able to find it. It only has like 50 subscribers at the moment, so it's not on the search results just yet. But you can also find it in the podcasting channel on the Discord server. You should be able to find it. Sending love. What's your name? Her name is Kira. I'm sure she'll tell you as well. There you go. You know all the secrets, my friend. Oh, thank you, Darcy. You flatter me, friend. I think both of us know that we don't know. And I think that's what you're saying by saying that I do know as well. I know. Kira, what's up? I also already had an argument with my boyfriend today, and I'm not even bothered. I'm happy that you're not even bothered, Katie. Here we are, not arguing about anything. I believe we're all in agreement of the fact, of the belief rather, that love is real, and that's why we're here. I was talking about the book that I was reading since yesterday, and how I felt during. Oh, you're reading a book, not writing a book. Okay. So now you can scroll up if you're interested. No, I understand now, Vincent. Thank you, my friend. You're not supposed to hear voices. I mean, we all have like at least one voice in our heads, right? Like the voice we identify as ourselves. It makes me think of this like post I saw on Reddit where a girl asked her mom to take her to the doctor, and the thing that she asked the doctor or told the doctor is that she hears a voice in her head. She legit thought that she was the only one in the entire world who had thoughts. And I was like, what? Is that a thing? But yeah, I don't have more than one voice. Technically, I have more than one of the same voice, if inside of my head, if you will. but I don't have different voices. No foreign voices. I hear music, not voices. I also hear music, but I don't hear music as much as I hear the rhythm of the music, and then my mouth or my body basically wants to make the music. I had to comment in parts since Reddit doesn't allow long comments in stream. I know, Vincent. Don't worry about it, my friend. It's okay. I hear music and voices. Sounds familiar. Are we talking about Tenacious D? That's an interesting take. No, I don't think we were talking about Tenacious D. But what did we say that can be thought of as a conversation about this Tenacious D? Uh, maybe, maybe the stuff Vincent was saying. I'm not sure. Lazy B, it's been a while, my friend. Thank you for joining us again. How are you? How are you doing? Where's the snake? Right here, curled around my hand. The snake is. I live in Texas. I live in the Texas of Canada. Oh, damn it, man. You're so far away from Texas, aren't you? I'm sorry, worldly assumption. We have a bunch of Canadian friends as well. Sensane is from Canada. I believe Elpuff is also in Canada. No, Elpuff isn't in Canada, but Worldly Assumption is in Canada. Who else do we know that lives in Canada as well? Watch out. You were about to have 51 subs. Thank you. Thank you so much, Katie. Like, to me, the subs and the views of the podcasts aren't that important, because just being able to have conversations with my friends, and the conversations me and my friends have usually have some sort of value in them, and being able to, in a way, immortalize that value, that experience, that feeling we could share with one another, and then in turn being able to give that to someone else. I believe that's where the true value lies. It's a lot of fun just being able to chat with friends. To you friends who want to be on the podcast as well, do feel free to ask for a spot in the podcasting channel itself. I'm good, in a much better place mentally and physically now. I'm so happy to hear that, Lazy B. I hope that you know that you've been missed and appreciated this whole time, my friend. Thank you for joining us again. What is the Texas of Canada? Oh, any signs of Meatloaf in the beginning scene? Kickapoo! Oh, yes. Yes. That's the one. That's the one. I don't think we were talking about that as much as I just mentioned that's what I watched when I decided to finally watch the Tenacious D. And when he sings Alberta, that is so fantastic to hear. The physically better part, I'm guessing. I agree completely, Edmund. Alberta. Hey, Slag. Thank you for joining us, friend. I don't know what Alberta means. Is Alberta the Texas of Canada? Is that what you're saying? Much happier nowadays, and happy that you guys are still here. We're going to be here indefinitely, Lazy. Even if I have to be here alone, just so that you won't be alone when you need to not be alone. Yes, and that's exactly why I'm doing it, my friend. Thank you for joining us in this space again. I hear voices in my head, and they talk to me, and I understand. I hear voices in my head, they talk to me, and I understand. Why did you put that in quotation marks? Is one of the voices say that? Slime? Did one of the voices say that? Ignore them. My inner voice is always judging me, lol. So, like, I believe there's a reason for that as well. I believe there is the egoic inner voice, then there is the id listening to it, and then there is the super ego that has the ability to communicate as well over top of that. So, like, when I find myself talking to myself in a negative way, I'll talk to the part of myself that talks to myself in a negative way slash in a stern way. I'll be like, bitch, who you to call me a bitch? And then it quivers. It's like, oh goodness, the big daddy has stepped in. I should behave myself. Albert, it's not Alberta, but yes, Alberta is the Texas of Canada. Lol, it's hilarious. You understood, my friend Melt. I haven't even started working on something my own. If I did, I'll send you the whole thing through Discord. Stream is a place for everyone. I already feel like I'm hogging too much of it. My friend, you're hogging as much as I'm willing to give you, if you will, right? If I thought for a second Vincent is hogging too much, then I would be skipping your comments. But for the fact that I'm, continually co-creating with you, know that you're appreciated and loved, my friend. You're still here. We always will be. Yes, we will. You're so right, my friend. I definitely think everyone's else's. I definitely think in everyone else's voices. So, like, do you think in someone else's voice for like a temporary thing, or would you think about something and then think in someone's voice, Javan, or would it be like constantly, like you'll talk to one person and you'll hear their voice, and then for the rest of the day you think in their voice? That would be a trippy. Dragonborn RKO, my friend, how long has it been? Thank you for joining us again. So nice to have you here. I do have my voice in my head and music playing like a radio show, but living in high demand. Oh yes, so many Canadians. Canada is cool. It really is. Let's stoke up. Unfortunately, I can't join you today, Katie. Did you know the snack from Alice in Wonderland? It was a caterpillar. Yeah, you're right. It was a caterpillar. I feel like being on the podcast would be cool, but I feel like I don't have very much to say. Lane, fortunately, you know, I tend to make friends that like to talk as well. Christian, like I know you friends think like, oh yeah, listen to Melt talking about people that like to talk. What a hypocrite. I think Christian might give me a one up. Christian might like talking more than I do sometimes. So even if you don't have anything to say, Lane, there will still be more than enough information shared. And if you feel at some point that you want to share more information based on the information that is being shared, that is how you can go create, friend. You don't have to worry about not having much to say. I feel like Niagara Falls is a hop, skip, and a bridge drive away from Canada. I don't like have any frame of reference to where Niagara Falls are, unfortunately. You should totally do it. You're chill enough to chill. I think so as well. Ah, the id and the ego. Yup, yup, yup. Freudian idea, but it is one that can at least serve. Oh, getting Freudian. Yeah, Lane knows as well. It's not necessarily 100% fact, but it can serve at least in framing things for yourself and your understanding of things. The voice also recommend the voices also recommended a song called Panzer Panzermensch. 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 Panzer is a type of tank, and mensch can be a word for human. At least mens is the word for human in Afrikaans. So mensch, I think, might be the German one for that. I love that. I love you, Katie. Thank you, my friend. How about I appearance on podcast when I write something? Mel, I'll feel confident when I have something worth sharing. That sounds good to me, friend. Don't feel pressured at all. It is open, if you will. And then to you, friends who would like to be in that space with us, just, interject yourself, if you will. The space is open, stand in it. Mm, thunder is rolling across Chicago as I woke up. I'm at max relaxation, listening to the storm and you together. It sounds amazing to me, Slag. I don't know why, but I felt almost lyrical with the first sentence. Thunder is rolling across Chicago as I woke up. In that way, you have this underlying music, and then you just kind of want to inject something in there. Sounds blissful. It really does. Stuff Vincent was saying. I constantly have music in my head. Oh, sounds amazing. I'm surprised I stayed awake. I feel pretty good as a way to start the day. I'm happy that you feel good, Slag. Feeling good in a way to start the day sounds like a good way to start the day. 101 almost. What kind of spider is that? the long, the long kind, the long and lacking of the eight legs kind, the eats lizards kind of type of spider. Gespikkel the boss slung, my friend. What time do you do these podcasts? We either do them on Fridays or Saturdays, Katie, depending on whether or not my friends have free time or space to go and do some things of their own. Niagara Falls is on the edge of New York. I'm guessing that's what it's supposed to be. New York, between Buffalo and Canada. Okay, thank you for letting me know. I have a little bit more of an idea where it is now. It depends on what I'm thinking about. I think in the voices of people I feel would be interested in the topic. Sometimes it's just my own voice. That sounds cool though. And I was thinking that is what you meant with what you said as well at first, Jovan. Like you'll discuss a topic with yourself in your mind, but then the self with which you discuss the topic isn't necessarily you. And in doing so, you can almost create more perspective inside of yourself. At least that's the way I'm interpreting it. We have an American side and a Canadian side of the Niagara Falls. Really? I didn't even know that either. I used to live near Buffalo. All righty, I gotta work. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Thank you, no yo-ho. We'll see you again, my friend. I'm also about to tune out, if you will. If only Kiki wasn't the little dirty dog today. I dig the little buddy, though. I mean, she's right there. If I call her, I would be able to show you, but Dusty Doge. I'm sorry for being confusing, my friend. Worldly assumption. I'm still learning to interact on screen. You'll get good, Vincent. I know English isn't your first language as well, but as you keep trying, as you keep creating, you're going to get better and better at creating, my friend. So I'm 100% in encouragement and in love of you, Vincent. How long are you about to stream? I'm about to finish the stream of Emmy. I'm sorry, my friend. I too have an American side and a Canadian side, but that's not what they call. That's not why they call me Nigeria Falls in high school. What does that mean, worldly assumption? I'm making a bunch of assumptions, and I don't think any of them are accurate. Aventique Bug, I'm so sorry to be tuning out as you're tuning in, my friend. I love you and I appreciate you for sharing this space with me, even for a second. I am, however, going to go and free our little schneck friend, and then we're going to end the stream. I love you, Edmund. Thank you, my friend, for sharing the space with us. Niagara Falls is a famous waterfall that straddles the border between the US and Canada. I'm aware of that much, Vinti. I just don't know where exactly it is. I love you, Jovan. Have a good night as well. Thank you so much, Slag. Peace and love to you, Len. Ah. Do we put it on the tree or in the grass? Be free, little creature. Be free. Ooh. No, you. No, you, Lane. I love the trousers you have, Laval. I'm happy you appreciate them, Avemi. My mom made them for me, my friend. They're the melting pants, I like to call them. Dag, I hope my joke landed somewhere. I think it did. I think it did. I think I'm just blushing, worldly assumption. Just come here, Estian. I'll show you both sides of Nigeria Falls. All the friends come. I'm looking forward to it, and I'm definitely gonna take you up on that when I do come through to the Americas. My friends, I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for sharing the space with me. I'll see you. I'll see you again tomorrow. Goodbye, everyone.